Appreciate you all coming in today to share this experience. And if you want to, you can start writing in chat where you're coming in from so we can know what part of the earth we're connecting with as well from where you are. Okay. All right. Perfect. We're live on YouTube now. Perfect. All right. Start the recording. Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to this incredible experience that Sue Dumais and I have decided to co-create today for our peace gathering, for a meditation, activation, and healing for peace, and blend our our gatherings that we have on our Wednesdays, the Awakened Soul podcast with me, Kristen, and then Sue Dumais' Living Oneness gathering to create a heightened feel of awareness around interference and also bring in a space of peace and healing. So Sue, thank you for this. Thank you for inviting this opportunity to share. So I appreciate you and everyone that's here.
Yeah,
So
thank you. I'm honored to be here with you. I always love to collaborate and join our energies and join our intuitive gifts. They always blend well together.
yes, they do. So if you're on YouTube and you'd like to share in chat where you're coming in from, we always like to know where on this beautiful planet and through the crystalline grid we're connecting through. And so I just want to say hello to Kendra in Massachusetts and Kim in Nova Scotia and Vancouver, Gordon in the Hudson Valleys, Cher in Sylvania, Ohio. And I'm sorry, I apologize. Like, I'm unable to read your name, pronounce it. Hello from Russia. Thank you. And Toronto, Leslie in Toronto. And we have so many beautiful people coming in. So, all right. So the incredible opportunity today came through when Sue and I were conversing the other day and talking about the interference that we were both feeling in the field. And we were both picking up on, different details and different ways that we were experiencing it. And we felt to create this gathering and share that and how to navigate it, as well as bring in an opportunity to connect into peace and really shift where we're holding interference in our fields and where we can experience more peace and harmony and love and whatever else gets to come through this beautiful gathering today. So I know that we move through a huge energy and we're still in it with the new moon, solar eclipse, moving into the fire horse, new year. There's been so much energy cultivated around that in the collective with our experiences, and then also the energy that it is to bring in this new experience of innovation, evolution of ourself, and shifting from these old paradigms to new paradigms. And a lot of times when that is happening, when there is a massive shift in the collective on that level, the interference amps up too, because it doesn't want to lose hold of its power. It doesn't want to lose hold of the way that it can come in and keep its ties in our field through our shadow selves, through our emotional triggers, through our old programs, and just the power that it's had over this collective for a long time. And so I'm going to open it up to Sue here to share, what she was picking up, and then I'll be sharing what I picked up as well, and then we can go from there. This is just going to be a in the flow conversation and activation experience. So, yeah, thanks, Sue, uh, for your information and knowledge that you're going to share on this interference right now.
Yeah, my pleasure to share. I really want to begin with just letting everybody know that this information is to empower you, not to make you afraid. And if you have fear coming up, just process that fear, bring it into your heart, stir it in. These energies are nothing to fear. They're literally just energies. A lot of people talk about them in different form, but essentially it's just out of balanced energy. And we all have out of balanced energy. We all have it to some degree or another. It's nothing to fear. It's something to be aware of. It's something to be witness to. It's something to transmute, to bring in, to stir into your heart. Now there's internal interference, and then there's external interference. There's out of balance energies within us, which are our own energies that have been tweaked or adjusted or shifted because of our experiences. That's out of balanced energies within us. The out of balanced energies around us, the external interference, is what I want to talk about first, and then we'll talk about how those outer energies affect our inner outer balanced energies. It affects our inner shadow. It affects our, if there's ego still in place, it affects the ego. So the external interference, like Kristen was saying, is always there. It's always been part of our human experience. And it's amplified right now, but it's also changed course. It's changed tactics. And the reason it does that is because as we evolve, it must evolve. Otherwise, it can't keep up. And it's usually trying to stay one step ahead of us. And the energy kind of comes in these back doorways, kind of finding these points of entry or these points of weakness of a fear-based programming or something in the collective that they can kind of feed on or work with. And I say they, I'm just talking about out of balanced energies. So don't look for a villain out there. It's just energy. So what I was feeling over the weekend was they started Friday and then Saturday and then Sunday. I was like, what is happening? Like it kind of trickled in, it kind of snuck in, and it wasn't like in my field, but it was certainly in the circumference of my field. And I haven't heard the noise for a long time because I have such an amplified field and I have a buffer zone beyond that. So I kept feeling and sensing that there was some kind of like scratching, like chalkboard, like nails on a chalkboard. And then in the dream state, my dream realm, I do a lot of lucid dreaming. I do a lot of traveling and stuff at night. But I would have these experiences of a dream where I was just like, what is happening in that dream? I was like, I was aware of it happening while I was dreaming because I was in a lucid state. And then I would kind of wake up out of it going, okay, that wasn't clear. That was some kind of thing coming into the dream realm. So I started to see these little patterns over the couple days. And then I woke up on Sunday and Monday morning, Sunday night, Monday morning, I really started to see it clearly. This big veil around the earth, and then this film over everything. Now, I've seen this before in different contexts. This felt different. It felt like it was like a Faraday cage, like a prison, which was holding lower frequency energies in and affecting us and preventing the higher frequency energies from reaching us and or dampening our own higher frequency energies. So it was creating this discord in my field because I could feel my energy wanting to expand. It's almost like it bumped up against something and then it got hit back, like bumped back in. And I was like, something's like, there's this like prison or some kind of border that suddenly was there. So I could feel it, sense it. I did a little bit of work with it. I had a few clients reach out and they're like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, I'm doing some work to help out what's going on. It's not me causing the discord because sometimes I do rattle and shake the community. But this time I was like, no, I'm trying to help what's happening and stop what's happening. So when I was sitting with it, I felt the enormity of it. And I was like, I don't need to do this by myself. So I reached out to Kristen. I'm like, hey, do you want to join today? Because there's something going on in the field. She's like, yeah, I'm feeling it too. So we joined, and then that's where this came to fruition to join both of our podcasts today and give you a longer version of like an understanding and then an activation and a clearing and an alignment so that you can really be able to hold steady when these types of energies rear up or activate a little bit more than they have been. So, and the beautiful thing is with this is your awareness of it, your understanding of it without fear is actually the best way to really be able to claim your sovereign space and stand in your power and go, no, not on my watch, not in my field, not in my home. This is what I stand for. I stand for peace, I stand for love, I stand for the frequencies of empathy and compassion. And when we can embody that, our field amplifies and it actually dissolves whatever interference is on the outside. It actually transmutes and shifts it on the collective level and beyond. So, gathering today, gathering our hearts and joining together in this collaborative energy, we can not only empower ourselves, but we're empowering others, even those that don't realize that this is what's going on.
Beautiful, Sue. Thank you. Yeah, the way I was feeling it too, and it's funny, whenever Sue and I will like message each other, hey, do you want to talk today? We know something's up, that we want to share something. And the way I was feeling it over the weekend is I was just feeling this edge. And I'd like to know if anyone else, if you want to share in chat anything that you were experiencing or noticing in your own field, your own thoughts or emotions around this as well, is I was feeling this edge that I just couldn't seem to get past. But I was holding my center in space and I was just like, oh, my body's feeling a little more extra tense. I'm just feeling like there's something there that's not mine. And, so my son here has friends in the neighborhood and we have this beautiful, they call it a mountain, but to me it's just a hill, but it's a lot of rock and there's creeks that will flow when it rains, and it's a beautiful forest. And so we climb up it a lot, we go into it a lot and explore. And I was like, I need to get up into the forest. And it had just rained for a bit. So there's this beautiful, all the water was just really flowing down the rocks and through the creeks. And so I was like, let's go. And the kids love to go up there too. So and they were all playing and I didn't want to, wasn't going to leave my son. So it's like, hey, who wants to go up the mountain? So we went up the mountain. And usually when I'm in the mountain and I'm in the water, near the water and hearing the water flow, that stuff just kind of flows off. Like I don't feel it, but it was remained. And that's when I knew that it was like, oh, there's something really trying to come into the field because I'm this feeling that I usually have in nature of relaxation and connection. It just that edge almost seemed like it wanted to push further into my system. Like, no, you're not going to relax. No, you're not going to feel peace. No, you're not going to feel this connection. And so I was like, huh. So I tuned in and I was sharing with Sue that I was watching this spiral of energy, like a drill almost going down into the center of the earth, and then also going out to the other planets. And it was if it was trying to mimic, because this is what interference will do sometimes too, is mimic something that's already existing in the field and just like she was saying, just slide right in, like, just slide right into it so that we don't necessarily recognize it as something. Because myself with my body, like that edge could also just be, I'm tired or I'm, just a little irritated at something. And so that feeling that we feel can also be highlighted or amplified by the interference. And like Sue said, it's not something to fear, it's just something to notice. It's just something to be aware of. And as she said, so we can support in navigating how to unwind it from our bodies or not give it energy, right? Because that's the biggest thing that is key is not giving it energy, is caring for ourselves, tending to ourselves, and we'll give more skills and tools to be able to get it out of our, system, the interference itself. But I was just noticing that. And so I just sat and I was like, huh. And and the way that it works, and when Sue and I were talking, I was like, yeah, I just see that energy because there is a beautiful spiral of energy that works through the earth. It's just a natural flow of energy, and a lot of us feel it too, just like our DNA. And so I was watching that happen, and then I was watching the attention go to it. And when Sue and I were talking, like looking at it and going, oh wow, all the attention's going towards that, but not towards the cause, right? That's so this is where we also can come in is go, ooh, I'm feeling irritated, or it's this person, or it's that thing, or it's something I watched on the news. And that's where the interference can slip right in, right? And so when we just kind of pinpoint, like she said, it's not something to blame the villain on the outside, but it's also going, I'm feeling extra tense, I'm feeling extra emotional, or I'm feeling extra triggered. There must be something that could possibly have attached to my system through that. So, what's the cause? Instead of the person around us or the experiences that are happening, going, let's get to the cause. And we're going to talk about that today. So Sue, I would like, if you want to talk about that or anything else that's coming through. And so for me, I just kind of went into meditation around it, said, I'm not going to give it energy. I'm going to notice that it's there and I'm going to clear my field and my home and my son and whatever else, but I'm not going to give it energy. And sometimes that can be the most challenging thing to do is not give our emotions or thoughts energy. But yeah, so Sue, if you want to continue on with that, because I'm reading these messages here, and it's like, wow, so there's
What
so
everyone
much.
was feeling. Yeah, everybody
Yeah,
was feeling a lot. I had a lot of clients reach out this weekend. They're like, "What's happening?"
yeah,
And the key right now is there's regular external interference. This is stuff that's day to day we can deal with, but the more you amplify your field, the less you feel it and sense it. The more it's like having a really good firewall on your computer and a really good defender. You don't have to worry about it. It's just taken care of. So when you get to the point where your field is amplified enough that you don't get interference on a regular basis, you won't feel the contrast all the time. Every once in a while, you might feel a niggling, and then you're like, no, you clear it right away and it's gone. So this is different. This energy was different and it feels, I'll use the word bigger only because there's no language that's coming in right now that can kind of capture it. It's just bigger and it's more strategic and more targeted. And what it's targeting is those individuals specifically that are feeding it with fear, and it'll really thrive in that environment with the fear, with worry, with concern, with confusion, with control, manipulation, all that kind of stuff. That's what it thrives in. But with the people that are holding steady in love, in peace, and in certainty and clarity, it was blocking us. So it wasn't necessarily targeting, but it was blocking. So some of you were writing in your comments, it's like my intuition got blocked, or I couldn't get clear messages, or if something came in, it was just I was confused all of a sudden. And I don't normally get confused. Like those kinds of things are how it's going to affect. Now, what we're going to do today, and what I did a little bit in the last couple of days, because I couldn't wait till today to work on it. So I've been working on it since Sunday. But what we're going to do together, Kristen and I, and all of us together, is to create more of an amplified, unified field to really embody peace and embody love, compassion, empathy. Those types of energies and frequencies are at a higher level than this interference is. And what happens, especially with this new earth and old earth energy, and there's still a blurring, we can still see both. We're not quite completed with the release of the old earth. So what they're doing in this last kind of stage of the separation of the old earth and the new earth is they're trying to control those that are really aligned with the new earth energies, and they're trying to feed and kind of use the energy of those that are not. So what we're going to do today, my sense is what we can do today is create a really powerful unified field, like a new, fresh, morphic field of energy that aligns with holding our own space as sovereign. And it's like almost like blasting it out so much that the frequency of interference cannot exist in your field, in your the space around you, in your home, with your family, with your kids. Someone was saying, what about the kids? It's like, yeah, include them all. Bring them all into your inner circle. So what we're going to do, and I'm getting goosebumps too, it's like you're going to create your own little inner circle of you, your field, and then another little circle around that. So it's layers. The next circle includes your family, your kids, your relationships, your communities, because some of you have communities and do this work. And then the next layer is let's embrace and embody and bring in all all of our cities, our towns, our countries, and all of humanity, all of creation, Mother Earth, nature, and beyond, the planets, the solar system, all of it, all of creation can be included. And what we're doing is we're going to create and hold the high note. We're going to create and hold a frequency so pure and so clear and so clean that the interference cannot stop it. We become unstoppable. The more we recognize that our biology, our bodies are actually part of our superpower, the more we realize that our emotions are key to being able to really embrace and unleash our full potential as vibrant beings, energy beings. The more we realize that, the more we become this force that is just powerful beyond measure, but not powerful as in power over, but powerful in the way of impenetrable, unstoppable, unshakable. That's how solid the invitation is for you to become so solid and so centered and so clear that everything feels like water off a duck's back. It doesn't phase you and it doesn't even actually reach your field. So that's what I'm feeling today. And the one thing I will share, because I talk about the biology, what I was really getting is it was very bioelectric. And so it was really hitting our biology, so our cells in our body, and really hitting the electrical energy, which would be the current of the thoughts and beliefs in our bodies. So some of you were sharing in the comments that you thought that your thoughts weren't yours, and some of you were feeling really heavy in the body. It was really affecting the bioelectric field. Less about the emotions, which is interesting. It wasn't specifically targeting the emotions, it was more siphoning the emotions, siphoning the energy, and then hitting hard in the mind and hitting hard in the body. So we're going to shift that today together and give you an experience that is going to leave you feeling just equipped, capable, and empowered.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Equipped, capable, and empowered. Let's do that. So, one of the things that I love too about this is this differentiation or discernment, because when we're going through these massive shifts, the bioelectric field, if we want to talk about the body systems and the Earth's body systems too, right? This magnetism is changing on the planet as well. The bioelectric system of Mother Earth is changing, just as the sun is changing, just as the planets are changing. And so when we recognize that this is the technology, we're in this incredible, amazing process. Our body is this incredible transmitter, receiver of the energies that are the crystalline energies that exist. It's like as above, so below, right? We operate in this divine way, and our body is just as divine as all the elements combined. Well, all the elements combined. So thinking of it that way too. And the thing that I wanted to bring in the most too is that when we're in this space of massive transition like we are, we're feeling both, right, at the same time. And that's why sometimes it feels so intense, is for me, and the way I perceive it is our bodies and our minds and our hearts and our whole experience on an energetic level to a physical level to a mental emotional level is going through a massive transformation. And that's a lot of energy in and of itself, right? That's a lot to move through and experience and understand and know as it's happening. And so then when the other layers of the interference come in and it amplifies it, so we're feeling both. When we're going, as you know, when you go through your own transformation or transmutation, that you can feel intense, right? The body can feel intense as we're in moments of transformation. So recognizing that we're experiencing both at the same time. And when these moments pass where we go through a big gateway, then we kind of go, right, there's a little more relaxation because we moved through it. And so This is the opportunity, like Sue is saying, is to when we're going through these moments, whether it's our own inner transformation, it's a collective transformation, or we recognize that, there may be interference going on when there's a lot of energy happening, that we can engage with these frequencies that we're going to bring in today of unity, of peace, of harmony, and saying, okay, I don't necessarily feel that in this moment because as there's so much going on in my system or my field, but I'm going to call it in. I'm going to remember that my body knows this. As every cell of my body is a fractal of source, that all these frequencies exist within me and around me, and we can call them, we can call them from within, we can call them from without, and we can breathe with them. And that's what I've been doing a lot. And I know that, what tools do we have? Like I've been doing a lot of somatic yin yoga to move with my body and to regulate my nerve system and calm down and let things move through, like process the energies that are actually in the body and in the mind. So recognizing in these moments there's a depth that's happening that our mind necessarily can't grasp, the brain can't grasp. So it's coming into more of a flow of energy, the allowance of the changes that want to come through to do what they need to do while really managing and discerning what's ours and what's not ours. So it's a lot. So sometimes when it's all happening at once. And and because this energy is shifting in our bodies, that how are we going to care for our bodies in these moments? Since it is the place where it's happening, right? It is the place where we're feeling it. It is the place that our soul is inhabiting in this moment. So, what are we going to do? Do we need to eat less? So, there's less tension on the digestive system. Do we need to eat? Maybe our body's burning up a lot and we need more. Are we going to give ourselves more minerals? I find minerals are really key because our bodies burn up a lot of those, and it's what our body needs for our nerve system to function properly, for all the function in our bodies to function properly. How are we caring for this vessel that is going through all of this change with us on an energetic level? So, Sue, is it okay? I'd like to attend to this question before we go into the healing meditation or any more information we're going to share around how to clear our kids so that they can have that. But I know that we're going to be leading through a process that they can do as well. But Andrea is asking these questions around how to clear our kids, and then I assume this interference energy activates the fight or flight response. Yes, yes, it can. Absolutely,
Mm.
100%.
It's actually hitting the nervous system
Yeah.
in our field, but it's also
Yeah.
hitting, we talked, Kristen and I talked about this, it's actually hitting Mother Earth's nervous system as well. So it's actually really hitting the nervous system in a way that creates um it'll try and feed a feeling of panic, worry, concern, fret, unsettledness, feeling even blah, kind of depressed or neutral or apathy. It can run a lot of interference on that level. But yes, the nervous system is hit, but it's already affected. So our nervous system itself is going under a huge transformation. And it's actually a transformation, a transition, but also a transfiguration. It's actually being transfigured. The way we use the brainstem, the way we are using the glands in the brain are changing. The way that we're addressing the needs of the spine, the whole nervous system and the notochord, it's all shifting. I'm doing a lot of adjustments in that with the work I'm doing because we are evolving from being human, thinking we're just human, an ego identified human, to become a divine human. And what that means is that there's way more energy moving through our system. So the bioelectromagnetic conductivity of our fascia, of our blood vessels, of the fluid in our body, the water in our bodies, the energy field, the layers of the energy field, the brain, the nervous system, all of it, even the lymphatic system, all of it needs to be upgraded. And as it's shifting and transmuting, it is creating a little bit of like spark and surcharges. So the nervous system's like, the nervous system will work with the brain, and the brain will be like, what's that? What's that? Why is that happening? Oh, we got to worry about that. So we really have to stay out of that left brain loop and be able to support the nervous system going, everything is okay. We're okay. We're growing, we're expanding, we're stretching ourselves, we're stretching our body, we're stretching our minds, we're stretching our experience here, and we're stretching our energy field. So this is all part of the evolution. This is all part of our shift into being a divine human. The challenge with the interference is it takes that symptom of shifting and makes it a problem, makes it stall, or pulls it down, or kind of creates that feeling like there's an intruder in your home, or there's something that doesn't belong there, and there's a threat on the field. So the nervous system really needs support right now in so many ways. So the kindest way that you can support your nervous system is following your heart and trusting your intuition. If you're meant to take a bath, if you're meant to take a walk, anything like that, if you're meant to come to a gathering with Kristen or with me, it's like those kinds of experiences you'll be led to. Don't get caught in those situations or those tools or those things that used to work that are no longer working for you. Be open to some fresh things coming in, and then be open to going back to like foundational stuff that maybe you haven't done in 15 years. Sometimes you might have to bring some of that, some of those tools back, but your heart will lead you. You'll just intuitively be guided to it, or you'll feel a nudge towards something, or something will keep coming in as a question mark. Follow those little breadcrumbs, because they'll lead you to what you need when you need it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, yeah, what are some ways that I'd like to hear in chat if you'd like to share? What are some ways that you support your nerve system? Or what have you been finding helpful for you recently? I know that nature for me, moving, a lot of movement, really moving because the myofascial, like Sue was mentioning, it's like the myofascial, the water, we are flowing beings. We are flowing light, we are flowing energy, we are flowing fluids all the time. And if we sit a lot, it becomes stagnant. And that can also be a challenge when these energies come through, even if it's just an energy that wants to shift or something that inside of you, you're going through a transformational process, right? Or a change in energetics, a change in behavior, a change in a pattern, or something's coming to the surface and you're working with it and it's coming through, that it can be a little more intense when you are in a stagnant place. So movement, movement, movement. How are you getting your fascia to flow? The fascia will kind of bind, and the fascia is actually a crystalline, energetic, piezoelectric experience where that's what's moving. If we think about it, it is like the crystalline grid of our body. It's what's moving the information through with the nerve system. And so this is what's holding our whole everything together. We have our tissue and we have our myofascia, that's holding all of our organs, holding everything together in our body, but it needs to flow energy. It needs to flow the information through the body. And if it's not flowing and it's tight in any places, then that can amplify the discomfort in our bodies when we do get a blast of energy coming through, right? So it's like a blast of energy is coming through or something's coming through and it's like, oh, I can't move there. I can't flow through there. And so this is also not to be like, oh, I'm not doing the work. This is not about judgment of ourself around it. It's going, what can I do now to support my body, to support the energetics, the actual physiological, biological, chemical processes that support. And what also happens is when we're working with stretching, moving, doing calm things for our body that way, it actually increases our serotonin, our oxytocin, the parasympathetic nerve system, it activates the nervous system to calm down and signals of calm through the rest of the body. So these are ways that we can really support the physical process of what's actually happening, just like meditation can support the quieting of the mind and the movement and the flow and the amplification of how we're being in stillness and quietness to support the energy and also the physical body. So using what we can right now. And yes, absolutely. Uh, moving through this. And I saw a comment in there that said, "Oh my gosh, this is not good at
I was
all."
just
When you're
looking at that too,
talking,
and I'm like, no, don't.
that's not
Like,
bad.
no, no, no.
Let's not go
Let's,
there.
yeah, let's leave those thoughts behind because
Yeah.
it's your own thinking. I call it stinking thinking. Some of the stinking thinking is actually going to take you down more. It's gonna, so that just even that comment, oh my,
Yeah.
indicates, oh, there's something wrong. That instantly makes your nervous system contract and go, whoa, what's wrong? And then you say, this is not good at all. It's like, oh, there's a big problem here. So you kind of create a panic inside. So as opposed to, oh my, okay, how are we going to deal with this? Okay, how am I going to meet this? It again goes back to, can we make peace with what is? Can we not judge what is? Can we not judge anything? And can we make peace and accept everything? Doesn't mean we want it to stay that way, but can we make peace with it and then go, okay, where do I go from here? What now? What will support me in this moment? Now that I have this awareness, that's good. Now, how do I practice discernment? So it's just going into less about, oh, there's a big problem. It's like, what can I do with this? What do I need now? So we really go into that solution oriented or being open to receive guidance around things instead of judging and contracting around anything. Don't contract around anything. There's enough contraction in the field right now. You don't need to add it with your own thoughts.
Yeah.
No.
Deep breaths, deep breaths. And
Yes.
I hope that deep breath is our connection to life. And that's another thing that really signals the body like, oh, right, we're alive, we're safe. Okay, deep breaths. Let's bring deep breaths to, and also opens up the myofascial. It also signals the vagus nerve when we take conscious deep breaths into our bodies. And so and it's just like recognizing this breathing system. And I think that's, what we're talking about here. This is a living system we're in. That this interference has been going on for a long, 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 long time. We have been engaging with this interference for how many lifetimes we've been on this planet and our whole life, this life. We just maybe not have been as aware of it, right? And so now we can bring awareness to it to have that discernment of what's going on in our field. And it's also not to judge it. Like Sue was saying, this is not a place to judge, go into fear, go into contraction. It's going, oh, this is happening. And this is, one of the things I know Sue talks about a lot is the imbalanced light and the imbalanced dark and the light and the dark. The light and the dark, the shadow aspect and the light aspect of life are a one living system. They both coexist. It's how are we going to relate to each of them? How we're, instead of going, oh, we just have to be light or this person's all dark, how are we going to be a balance, a unified field of them to where they can operate in harmony within our own system? And I know that's what we've all been doing through our processes. All of us here, I'm sure, have been going through in your life, your spiritual journey, learning about yourself, going into your shadow self, going into those places, the traumas, the wounds, the discomforts. And, this is the guidance just with the interference. You're not going to, hate on yourself for having a wound or a trauma, right? You're going to go, wow, how can I nourish myself to heal? And this is the same thing with the interference. How am I going to support my system so that these energies also can come back into balance? And they are. And so I've worked with reptilians too. There are reptilians that we call bad and like, oh my God, they've taken over the earth and they do these things. Well, a lot of them want to heal too. And through these processes of us saying, yes, I've worked with them too, and they're healing. Some of them are making the choice to come back into balance beings. And so when we can love those beings that come into our space or the energies that come into our space, and that's why Sue was talking about earlier, let's go into our own bubble. Let's go into the bubble of our family, our home, our communities and onward so that we're amplifying a frequency that calls in balance, that ripples balance. And then the beings that are the energies that have been out of balance can make a choice too to come into balance. So it's a powerful process of what we're doing here that doesn't just support our own physical, mental, emotional, spiritual well-being. It's a whole, we're talking about a process that has been going on through planets and galaxies and universes for a long time. Like this planet was a beautiful paradise planet, and then these distortions got planted in. And what we're going through, these distortions of greed and jealousy and anger and frustration, and I know we've all had those, and working through those and removing those, and or dissolving and transmuting those in our system. That's what's happening on a massive scale right now. This is happening in Mother Earth's energy body, in her field. It's happening through the sun. It's happening through all the planets. And it's like that spiral energy that I was talking about that they're mimicking. They're trying to implant these everywhere, but also we have a consciousness that can choose. And some days we feel like we can choose, and some days we feel like we can't. And so today we're just offering an opportunity to anchor in the opportunity for more choice in this experience. So I need to, hey, just for a moment, Sue, I'm gonna make you co-host. Something happened. I just got a message saying that this stopped recording for some reason. So I don't know why. So I just made you co-host. If you could start recording, that would be helpful. But I'm also have it on YouTube too. So here we are. Yeah. So will
It's
this
saying,
process go
it's
ahead?
saying it's telling me I can't record.
Hmm. Hmm.
Contact the meeting host or their
I'll just
account.
make you host. How's that? I'm gonna make you host. Hopefully that will happen.
Yep, it's not letting me. Let's try
Hmm.
and record. Try and record again on your end.
Hmm. Ah, nope, it's not
This
letting me.
is, I think it's recording maybe to my, it's recording now to my computer. It's all good.
Okay, great. Thank you. Okay,
All
well, we'll have
right.
part one and part two in the recording.
So this is another example how interference can come in and hit technology and that sort of thing. So we go with the flow of it. We're like, okay. So you can see Kristen and I were like, okay, well, let's just see. We both felt very calm. Our energies didn't shift. It was kind of like we went into a little bit of like troubleshooting, but there was no trouble. It's all good. This is it. This is the work. It's everyday moments. When you
Yeah.
spill the salt, when you tip your glass over, when you stub your toe. It's these everyday moments that matter, where you can really learn to hold steady. Use your life classroom to hold steady.
Mhm.
So I feel like we need to bring you all through the process or through a
Yes.
process. And let's bring you in and have an experience. The key with this is there's no right or wrong way. There's no good or bad. It just is.
Mm.
Kristen was talking about balanced light and balanced dark energies. When we are in balance, we are light and dark. We can't separate the two. That is how creation is formed, light and dark energy in its rawest, purest form. When it's out of balance light is actually more harmful than out of balance dark. Out of balance light is sneaky and we blindly trust it. We blindly trust the light, thinking that there's all light is light. No, not all light is equal. Not all light is pure. So we're going to walk you through process, but we're also going to have a little bit of an experience of discernment because discernment is going to be essential for you and for all of us moving forward to be able to navigate all these shifts and changes and any potential interference that might try to get us in the way as we go along. Okay, so resting your eyes closed, taking some deep breaths, being aware of the space around you and within you. And when Kristen and I join, we always create a beautiful container for this gathering. I do that individually. She does it in her gathering, but together, collectively, we've already created a beautiful container of a sacred space for all of us to just show up and be just as we are. We accept you fully, just as you are. We see you, we honor you. There's nothing but love here for you. And that may feel nurturing and that may feel uncomfortable. If it feels uncomfortable, there's probably a little leftovers inside of you of a past hurt or trauma or fear of love. We're going to welcome all the wounds and trauma and fear. We're going to welcome all of the programming, all of our emotions, all of our thoughts and beliefs. We're going to welcome all of the energy within and around us. And we're not blending with everyone else in this group. We're holding our own beautiful inner circle, that sacred container that we could call your energy field. And your connection to this beautiful, bigger, broader circle is in the outer layer of your energy field. That's your oneness layer. And it's in that layer where we can be connected to all of creation without losing ourselves. Because we're here to be a divine human, to be an individual expression of divinity. So we honor your individual expression. We honor you in your human expression. And we thank you for being here, for being willing, for being courageous. And our willingness to meet ourselves, go within, and really feel the feelings that are there, really feel and meet the aspects of ourselves that perhaps we're afraid to meet or we're afraid to embody. It's okay if there's fear. It's okay if there's emotions that you might judge as negative or dense. Lift the judgment and just observe. Just be present. Just be willing. Be the compassionate witness. At the beginning here, I want to call forth and call back. Let's call back any and all aspects of ourselves that we projected outward into the world, outward onto relationships, outward into different circumstances or situations. Call them all back. Call any shadow aspects of yourself that you've projected outward, any blame that you've casted outward, call it all back. Because as long as there's aspects of you spread out or segments of you out there beyond your energy field, then you will never be able to heal them because they're out of your reach. So let's call them back, all back into your energy field. Call all aspects of you into this field. Bring your energy field so that it's an arm's length in all directions. Feel the interconnectedness of the group, of this beautiful sacred circle, this beautiful divine container. Start within, making peace with all aspects of you, making peace with any shadow sides, making peace with any fear, making peace with any feelings, any physical sensations, any thoughts, any beliefs. Just making peace with it all. I accept all that is in this moment. I accept everything. Even if part of me wants it to change, I accept that part of me that wants change. Even if there's part of me that resists, I accept that part of me that is resisting. I accept the parts of me that are afraid. I accept the parts of me that are loving. I accept the parts of me that are already in peace. And I accept the parts of me that aren't. Invite it all in. Welcome it all to the circle within you. that beautiful inner circle that is you. Receiving for yourself first, filling your heart, and then extending out, then giving from the overflow. In this moment, it's about filling your heart first. And we can invite in our families to receive. We can invite in our children. We can invite in our communities, our cultures, our countries, our family of humanity, our extended family. We can invite in nature, Mother Earth and all the planets, the universe and beyond, all the galaxies. We can invite in all of creation and whatever aspects of creation that are willing on a soul level, on a conscious or a subconscious level, whatever aspects of creation that are open to receive, let them receive the gift from this beautiful healing circle. Receive the gift first for yourself. Invite others to receive the gift as well, and then let go of any expectation that they come, that they receive, that they're open. Just let go. Send the invitation, let go, and trust. Take a deep breath in. Just land in your body. Take a deep breath in. Land in the space you're in. Feel it. Own it. Accept it. Make peace with it. Experience reverence and love for your human experience and expression.
And in this space of your willingness and openness to be in your body with peace, with acceptance, we're going to acknowledge the body, acknowledge the physical body here that is a living system that knows peace and its inherent quality of life. We acknowledge the nerve system and the flow of energy through the nerve system in this moment. Taking a deep breath in through the back of your neck and through your spinal column. As we welcome a wave of energy through our breath in and out with the frequency of peace. And we let it flow into the body. We welcome this flow of energy, of peace, as we acknowledge this body, as we send peace throughout the body, through the nerve system, through the spinal column, through the heart. through the brain and the mind like a beautiful light. And then you exhale out. If you wish to, just exhaling out maybe any tensions or the emotions or the thoughts that have been in your body, in your field, in your mind, in your experience, and where you're breathing them out of, inviting this flow of peace into that space. Inviting your mind to quiet as you breathe in and out peace. Letting it flow through the tissue of the body, the myofascia, inviting your body to open, to create more space, inviting it to flow through the waters of your body, crystallizing the frequency of peace to nourish every cell, just as we're inviting peace through the air, through the lungs, to spiral through the heart and the blood, through the rest of the body. Nourishment of peace. And anywhere that you're feeling any resistance to the peace coming in or the acceptance of what is, saying hello to that part of your body. Saying hello to the resistance. I feel you. I see you. I hear you. It's okay. It's okay. And if you wish to, you can place one hand on your body where you may be feeling some of the tension or the resistance. And then maybe place one hand on your body where you're feeling the flow and the openness. And inviting those energies to come together with your breath, the openness through your hand, through your body, into that place of tension, resistance, just letting them meet and come together, saying hello. It's okay. I acknowledge all that I've been holding. I acknowledge all that I've been opening to. I acknowledge the tension that comes with opening sometimes and change. Good. And just breathing here for a moment. I'm just seeing the crystalline light form around us too, like a waterfall through our energy body that anchors in also this peace through the energy body and all the layers of the energy body. To welcome this opening of peace through the rest of the energy body as well. Whew, yeah. And any cords that we may have to anybody, any place, anything, or any energies that are known or unknown, or just inviting them all to shift out from family, from people you've interacted with, releasing them from where they cord in so that this opening through your system and breathing the peace through all of that space so this resistance can quiet and be invited into peace as much as possible is available in this morning, this moment. We're not forcing, we're just welcoming, inviting. Beautiful. Good. Mhm. Just feeling the energy of the elements and Mother Earth, the elements that we are and the source that we are coming together here. Thank you. Mm. Mm.
Keep hearing the words. What are you saying yes to? What are you saying yes to? You're saying yes to peace. Are you saying yes to love? Or are you saying yes to feeling centered and calm? When we resist or when we judge, we're saying no to something. But every time we say no to something, we're actually saying yes to something else. So the invitation right now is to focus on the yes energy. We can put our hands up and hold back and say, no, thank you to the interference. No, not in my field. No, not on my watch. No, not in my home. Not in my family. We can say no to those things. And that's a boundary we set. That's a choice we make. And we are informing the interference that they do not have our consent. The unbalanced energies do not have our consent or our permission, and we are not in agreement with any form of interference. And as we say no to that, we turn toward the yes. What is the yes energy? The yes energy is yes to your divinity, yes to unleashing and unlocking your divine gifts, your essence emanating in all directions. The source point in the center of your heart beaming so brightly that it burns everything off. All discordant energy dissolves or is moved out of your field. It just can't remain in the presence of the frequency of love. Divine love, not human love. The presence of your essence is always there. Connect to it, say yes to it, lean into it, sink into it, and then expand with it. Fold yourself into it and let yourself be folded into Source. And let Source be folded into you. Pure, clear, clean, powerful, boundless, eternal. Breathe it in to your beingness and breathe it out through your field and beyond. Imagine yourself as a beautiful beacon of light, balanced, harmonized, a symbol of peace, a messenger of love, sending a ripple of frequency out into the world. And as we do that, our energy field expands, brightens, and we raise our frequency. And like a tuning fork, that sound frequency and that light frequency is far reaching. And each of us individually are powerful lights, powerful beacons of peace and love, harmony. And together, united, imagine these beacons of light all around the globe. That's what you are. You are a beacon of light. You are a symbol of Source. And that beautiful grid, that crystalline grid of light that's connecting all of us, can not only support each of us individually, but it will ripple out, it will extend out, it will beam out, emanate in all directions. And Mother Earth herself is a beacon, a source of light. That light within you is like a pilot light, cannot be extinguished, cannot go out. It's forever lit. Turn it up. And feel that connection with all of us within this beautiful community. And imagine it extending out to Mother Earth and to beyond, where we can even imagine, let it reach space far beyond our imagination, far beyond our human comprehension. There are no boundaries. There are no barriers. We say no to the prison. We say yes to liberation. We say yes to being eternally boundless. We say yes to our essence, our light, our connection. Together we become the brightest possible light. Creates a blinding effect for the interference. And we hold steady in peace. We hold steady in love.
And as we hold steady in love, as we hold steady in peace in this expanded, limitless space of liberation, let's welcome a strong field of flow through the center channel of our body, so that as we're expanded, we can also feel the deep centeredness of the central pillar of this powerful energy that flows from the top of our heads through down through our root, maintaining that invitation to be expanded in this flow of love while also being centered, connected, rooted into our bodies, into a clear field within ourself. Bringing a flow of light, be crystalline clear, white, the vibration that matches a frequency of love and peace for you, to flow from that expanded space of your energy body above your head down through the center of your body, down through the center of your head and neck and torso, down through your root, and down through to the outer edge of the bottom of your energy field, as expanded as it is. And breathing with this, breathing up and down through the central column, feeling the deep centeredness, welcoming this peace and love and liberation and your yes to this to flow through, while you're also breathing through the whole field, taking some rest to breathe through the center channel, and then through your whole field. And noticing what it feels like to be centered in this as well as expanded. And as we're centered in this, also welcoming that flow, the toroidal field flow of down through the center channel, down to the outer edge below you and around your energy field and body, and down through from above you down through your body, welcoming this flow to strengthen your field, to bring harmony, an optimal flow of this pure energy through your physical body, through your energy body, through all that is the natural flow of life force energy. And then we'll support the flow through this of your home and the land that you're on, as we welcome all of the lands that we're upon, whether you're present or on the replay. This beautiful crystalline light beaming in the center of the earth through the lands that we're upon and with. And we welcome a center channel of light through the home that you're in, through the land that you're on, through this and into this pure light of the crystalline grid below you with Earth, with Mother Earth. And up through into source, into the boundless, limitless, pure, unified energy above the home and the land. And letting that circulate as well from below, around the land and the home, and up through source and around, so that any other energies that are not aligned or the interference are not yours, without disturbing anyone else in the home but your family, your animal friends, anyone, anything else can receive this as well. The highest of intentions and good, so that the home and the land is held in this sacred energy, this divine energy of peace, of harmony, liberation, love, as it extends through the area around you, the neighborhood, the town, the city, state, the country, and beyond. That all levels of interference through any devices, grid lines, electrical lines, satellites, cell towers, are welcomed to join in balance and harmony and peace and love, liberation for all.
Keep feeling this pulsing energy, like a heartbeat coming from the center of this beautiful circle grid that we've created. And this harmonizing pulse, this unifying pulse And we send that pulse, that signal. Mother Earth feels it, is experiencing it. It's moving through our own nervous system. It's moving through our solar system. And I see it reaching that field of interference that was there surrounding the earth. And I see it moving through and transmuting that energy. So instead of a prison, it becomes a grid of support. The structure of interference becomes a structure for love, for peace, liberating our energies to be able to extend, but also to receive. Opening your minds and hearts and bodies now to receive the upgrades, the downloads of higher frequency energies that you need at this time, delivered in the way that you are most receptive to receive them, where your body is capable of integrating and assimilating them. Some are entering through the energy field, some are being upgraded in the etheric body, some are moving through the nervous system, some downloads are being placed into the heart, the mind. These uploads and downloads, these upgrades are all coming direct from source to you, for you, in service to you and all. And I'm also seeing an upgrade and downloads coming in for this field that we've created. This new morphic field. Supporting collective consciousness, supporting all of us individually and collectively, supporting all of creation, Mother Earth, the animal kingdom, nature, all beings everywhere, all together, all at once. We say yes to receive the pure, clear, clean energy that we are all needing individually. We say yes to receive and allow the transformation for our bodies to shift and adapt and evolve, for our minds to adapt and evolve and let go, for our energy fields to receive and allow, to acclimatize to the new frequencies, higher levels of frequencies, impenetrable power, moving, surging through us. Breathe, soften, open, allow. Receive. Say yes. Yes, thank you. Yes, thank you. Yes, thank you. You will only receive what you're capable of integrating. And there may be extra downloads placed in your field to be activated later. Trust, allow, receive.
Breathing with this receiving. And if you wish to, in that center pillar of light, within the center of your body that's rotating, you can also invite things as things are shifting and moving right now to what is ready to shift from the body or the energy body, from the mind, from the brain, from the nervous system that's ready to release its hold as you're saying yes to this receiving. Just welcome all of those to go into the center channel of light and flow, to dissolve, to resolve as you're receiving. So receiving and saying yes to what is ready to embody and come in as you're acknowledging and sending off any grief. Oh, yeah. Any pains of the past, present, physical, mental, emotional, regrets, resentments, judgments, so that this peace, this yes, has more space to land. Good. Yes. Beautiful. Say yes to the truth within that is your essence. Mm. As all of this cosmic energy is also receiving, we have our guides and the highest attuned energy surrounding the space. Your guides coming in and supporting, and beautiful earth dragons, and the dragons are holding these ancient wisdoms, and your higher self that knows this wisdom and intelligence and love coming through the body and the field in this moment. As the above and the below harmonize through all the planets and the sun, the stars, through all that we've lived, through source, from the origin point to this moment within the body, within the mind, within the brain, within the nerve system, within the earth, unifying to say yes to you, to life, to all that is. Just taking some breaths here, being in some stillness for a moment to be.
Inviting in the energy of peace to be, to breathe, the energy of peace, to embody, to emanate, to honor the peace within and the peace all around you. Imagine yourself as an instrument of peace, a tuning fork, a messenger. We honor those that are messengers of peace around the world at this time. The monks who are walking for peace, the individuals who choose peace in their own lives, those who stand for peace. The animal kingdom, the plants, nature, who holds a steady frequency of peace. May we all feel connected and united in that shared intention for peace, peace within and peace all around. Peace within our bodies, peace within our minds, our hearts, our souls, our energy field, our homes, our communities, our countries, our planet, all through the threads of creation. We choose peace because we are peace. We choose love because we are love. As we continue to embody and hold this field of resonance, we bring our hearts and minds, souls, and align with this energy. We feel the coherence of the energy and the essence of peace within and around, everywhere, all together, all at once. Be, just be. Breathe, just breathe. Peace, only peace. And so it is.
Welcoming the reflection of this peace through the heart to anchor into the heart. As we welcome our bodies and our energy bodies to settle in. As we welcome our energy bodies to be closer to our physical bodies at a distance that's a frequency that your body is able to integrate and go through the rest of this moment and day within this unified field of peace in your home and all your interactions. So we give thanks to all that came through, all that came through, all of you that are here and on the replay. Deep gratitude for Sue in this space and all of us in this co-creation, that all continues to receive peace. And this continues on as we go. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Welcoming you to your feet, to your hands, to your body, to the space around you. And when you open your eyes, remembering this peace and looking about you from this place of peace. Mm. Thank you, Surya. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. Wow. Yes. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Yes. Peace, peace, peace. Oh.
The invitation in this moment is to bring this forth with you. Continue to practice and embody it for yourself and what that means for you in every moment. And you can even ask yourself in this moment, am I choosing peace? Am I choosing love? Or am I taking the bait, leaning into the fear? Don't take the bait.
Mm.
If you'd like to share how you feel and your experience a little bit in the chat, feel free. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, we have lots of gratitude here. Thank you. And Krista, thank you, God Source, Sue and Kristen. Autumn, so beautiful. Thank you. Andrea, thank you. I feel the peaceful shift. Wonderful. Thank you. Ariane, thank you for this powerful experience of peace and harmony. Yoratsuke, I don't know how to say your name. I apologize. Thank you from the Basque Country. Peace in Bakia and Basque. Beautiful. Yes. So grateful. Thank you, Marianne. Yeah. And I'm, thank you, Mina. She's saying, I suddenly feel very teary-eyed. Yeah, this remembrance through the body, this remembrance through the field of how beautiful life can be in this space. Um, yeah, yeah,
I'm
Surya.
just reading, yes, there
Go
is.
ahead.
I was reminded of how when enough of us come into the heart space, we will shift the world in ways that no other practical effort could.
Mm.
Absolutely true. And that's it. That's the intention of what we do in every moment. Kristen and I, like, it's our heart work, it's our soul work, it's why we're here. And I
Mm.
know many of you on this call feel that too. And Surya, you're one as well in this world. So thank you all.
Thank you. Mhm. Yeah, interesting. Monica saying that she said thank you. And at one point, she was feeling something in her solar plexus and was curious if it was just her pain, fear, resistance. And yeah, the solar plexus is a powerful energy center, where we have that meeting of the ego self, the identity with divine self. And it's also where a lot of these energies can get plugged in, whether it's our own stuff within us or something, the interference. And so it's a good place to just breathe with. And I can feel if anyone else experienced that, you can put it in chat with any other parts of your body or the solar plexus. But yeah, the solar, when we come into resistance of really allowing the divine in, that energy field can light up because of that sometimes tug of war between who we are as an identity and what divine is and what that means. And yeah, so I'm glad you were able to shift that.
There's also the plexus of the vagus nerve is there. So that's where
Yeah.
the vagus nerve comes down and then it branches out into all of the organs. So you can actually even place your hand flat on your
Mhm.
solar plexus and just do little gentle circles, like soothing circles one way and soothing in the other direction. You can actually calm the vagus nerve in doing that.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just your nervous system kind of going, whoa, there was a big shift and I don't know what to do with it. And then we can just calm it sometimes with that motion, gentle motion.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. And I love that practice of rubbing the belly. And sometimes, if you want to, you can place one hand on your solar plexus and one hand actually on the back of your neck where the vagus nerve is and take some big, deep breaths. and maybe tap a little bit too, and just, we're okay. We're here.
It's like landing, it's grounding, right? It's
Yeah.
grounding the body and bringing the mind
Wow,
into.
so many comments coming in. This is great. I felt resistance in the sacral. Marianne says, thank you, all this gratitude. And yeah, Mina saying tears of gratitude. And yeah, I love this, Autumn. I was on and listening the whole time with my busy 9-month-old grandbaby, and despite not being able to be fully present, I'm still feeling much more balanced. Yes, I love that. So it's a reminder of while we're in action in the day, we can remember this, and also remembering this is what I love about coming into these spaces of powerful energy is our cells remember this. Our body, this is a memory now for you, right? This peacefulness, this connection. And so if you're in a moment, you go, oh, wait, body, we know this. Energy field, we know this. Let's remember that space and welcome it and invite it to the moment, right? To the now from when it was. So that's something that I like to do as well. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Sarah, thank you. So powerful. Yeah. So you were feeling some. So Surya was saying, oh, yes, I kept feeling some kind of interference or heavy presence on the left side. It was there and didn't want to go for a while. Then it finally did. Okay. I'm glad it left.
The other piece, just to remember for everyone, the falx membrane is part of our sacred anatomy, but the falx membrane, that membrane between the right and left side of the brain, is one area where the interference often tries to target in and come down. And it's like because it's a transmitter and a receiver, we can also often receive interference in that space. So if you light it up and lift it up and extend it front to back, that will keep that space clear and clean as well. But when we were working with the energies and I could feel our inner circle, so we had all these little inner circles and then we had this big circle with all of us. It kept expanding, expanding, expanding and growing. It's like almost like the sun got bigger and bigger and bigger and brighter, and the atmosphere of the sun just got stronger. So it started to burn off all of the interference. So I love that you had that experience, where some of you had that experience where you could feel it, feel the interference or feel the presence of it, and then all of a sudden it let go. There was a time where I actually could feel we hit that barrier, like that edge you were talking about, Kristen. It's like we hit that edge and then it just went all the way through it, and it just
Mm.
took it and used it. So this is the power of us coming together, but also the power of us individually and collectively. The interference, the unbalanced energy is not as strong as you think it is.
Hmm.
It feels like it is, but it's not. It's actually threatened, more threatened by your power than it is of anything else. So as much as the energies are trying to consume or control or manipulate or siphon our energies is because it's a powerful source. But when we realize just how powerful our source is, our essence is inside our physical body, the biology of our body is unbelievably powerful. And when we realize that, that's where the game changes. Like everything shifts. And I'm really excited to be here at this time on this earth having this experience because we are at a pivotal moment in our evolution. We have never ever been at this point before. We have done a lot of work with interference. We have millions of years. I've been millions of years, Kristen probably millions of years, many of you probably for a long time. We have never been at this point where we're not only at a tipping point, but we've shifted the tipping point. We are on a trajectory that is going to be worth celebrating.
Yeah.
You just need to hold steady. But don't hold steady in fear. You just need to hold steady
Or
in
resistance.
peace and love. Yes, it's like we've got this. We just need to
Yeah.
take the last steps. Like we're right at the finish line. We're
Yeah.
right at the finish line. We're so close. Don't quit before the miracle. Hold steady. This is
Yeah.
where we are.
Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah, Satori, thank you. I felt so exhausted I could barely move now. Feel light and love. And Mina, yeah, I saw Mother Earth become a bright white sun. She melted away that dense layer in an instant. Oh, I love what we all get to receive, how it all shows itself to us, in our own way. And that shows us our brilliance, this connection that we have to ourself and the way that we receive. And absolutely, Sue, I feel that too. It's like we're on that brink, we're on that we're on the threshold. We're literally like, all right, just got to step through that. And sometimes stepping through that threshold, like walking through a doorway, sometimes I can relate it to if you're feeling uncertain or fearful or, ooh, kind of like excited. Like this is how I'm like, I have this excitement, or I have this excitement. And then there's also that stuff that shows up too, especially when you're like about to maybe go somewhere you've never been and you've got to open the door and walk through and you're to meet somebody or something. You're like, oh, we feel the excitement and the ooh at the same time. That's like the threshold we're in. And it feels kind of big right now because of everything that's going on in the world and what we're experiencing. But it's so subtle and it's so delicate, yet it's so strong and powerful, and it's right here, right now, and we get to in every moment. And I oscillate too, like someone was mentioning, I've been feeling anger and wasn't sure if it was me or interference or maybe both. And I feel a lot of times it is both because what's coming up through us for transformation, like I'll have anger. I've had anger recently too, and that's also where my trigger point can be when the interference comes in. And so I recognize that and I'm like, okay, what am I processing? What's coming through me? What's showing up? And so I do my inner work. And then once I do my inner work and I recognize that, and I also go, okay, interference, like we did in the beginning that Sue led us through, interference, you're not allowed in my field. When we do that, when we command that and own our space, then we also can own what is ours and work through what is ours and do that transformational work that is coming up in us, what's arising in us. And so it's a powerful process this is of moving through this embodiment, coming through and shifting what we've been experiencing. And some of this is really old too. And I've noticed that, like it's ancient, especially when we're going through these massive transformations, stuff we've held and through lifetimes and timelines, that is especially if we know, I know Sue maybe can relate, especially when you know what's possible through being in this love and harmony. And then you see maybe you feel inside yourself your own imbalances, and then you feel the imbalances in your field, like, what's going on here? And it's going, it's possible. And that's when this Sue brilliantly led us to this, saying yes to it. She's saying yes to that frequency of peace and love and liberation while we're minding our own stuff that's coming up to be healed and transformed into the peace and the love and the balance and the connection. It's a process. Oh, how beautiful. I love what you wrote, Autumn. Yeah, yeah. We are these things, Autumn. Thank you. Yeah. I'm going to share. Can I read this? Do you mind if I read it, Sue? Autumn?
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, Autumn wrote, I love this. We are one, we are all. We are love, we are light. We are peace, we are harmony. We are forgiveness, we are understanding. We are compassion, we are kindness. We are healed, we are whole. We are prosperous, we are giving. We are powerful, we are worthy. We are enough, we are safe, we are loved, we are grateful. Yes, thank you. Yes, thank you. Yes, thank you. Love and light always, Autumn. Thank you, Autumn. Oh, may everyone take that in. Yeah. Mhm.
So the invitation to create a meditative life, a life where you are aware, conscious, present, feeling the potential that every moment holds for you is the gift. It's the gift for you, it's the gift for all. And that's what brings peace. That's what brings me peace. And it doesn't matter what's happening in my life. And I have my moments too when my dogs go off and they won't listen. I was like, stop. It's like, but I hold steady in the certainty of love, even when my voice goes up, even when it sounds like anger. It's like it's just an energy expression, right? So it's like we feel the ebb and flow, we feel the highs and lows, we ride the waves. That's the journey right now. But the journey is to be met with great reverence and appreciation and gratitude. It's like all of it. Invite it all in. It's okay. Embrace it all. Accept it all. Align with it all. And then the shifts happen. Then you can shift things as needed.
Yeah.
So these spaces are created for you, for all of us. And you can create that space, that inner sanctuary, and an outer sanctuary in your home, and a virtual sanctuary in your communities.
Mhm.
And it has such a powerful, lasting impact.
Yeah, it does. Sarah has a question here.
Mhm.
Does falling asleep during these meditations equal resistance? And from my perspective, and Sue will share hers, from my perspective, I notice that sometimes when the energies are really intense and the mind just needs to shut off so that the subconscious can take it in, so that the energy can take it in, we can fall asleep so that it all can just move in without any mind stuff. And also, if we're already just tired, it's good to sometimes let this be in a restful space so it can just come in and there's not that, kind of pull to have to try to keep up with what we're saying and what's happening while it's coming through. And then also it can be a show of resistance in the body to where it's like, that's a lot of energy and I'm not quite ready to go there or something. And so that's why it can shut off so that you can receive on that level of the energy level and subconscious level.
Yeah. I would answer yes and no.
Yeah.
Like you, yeah, sometimes
Yep.
it can be, sometimes it's not. So it's more just meeting it each time in the moment fresh. So don't go, oh, every time I do this, I fall asleep. It's like, okay, well,
Yeah.
in this moment, I fell asleep. Was that resistance or was that purposeful? Was that supportive or was that me resisting something, seeing or hearing something? And then you can meet it fresh in the moment and discern.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I know some people that I've known in my groups that will listen to certain meditations over and over again, especially if they fell asleep. And as they go through it, they're like, oh, I fell asleep through the whole thing. And then I fell asleep for most of it. And then I fell asleep for part of it. And then, oh, wow, I was able to stay awake through the whole thing as things, move and shift and integrate. So this is an opportunity to go, oh, I'm going to have access to this meditation. Let's try, like Sue was saying, meet another moment with it and see what happens without the idea that you're going to fall asleep. And if you do, that's okay too. Yeah, so Andrea has a question, and you also had a question earlier about how to clear children, and I'd love to, if Sue and I both can answer that, because I think that's a great. She's asking, will this meditation work while sleeping? For example, for my daughter while she sleeps. Absolutely, yes.
With or without sound.
Yep.
There's no boundary with or without sound. If even just holding the intention would be enough to work. But if you need
Yeah.
something, then this would be a good symbol of something. So
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, if you want to put it on and with really low volume or no volume, it's so this is welcoming the opportunity to remember frequency. That even though the volume may be down, that frequency is rippling out still. Uh, and so for clearing children, yes, so I have a son, and Sue has children as well. So my son is almost 11, and he's in a high energy being, and also I've had to work with a lot of interference with him throughout his life. Beings in my childhood would come to me that wanted to mess with my energy, and so they also did with my son, especially at a young age, and they still do. And sometimes they try to pit us against each other, right? To argue, to get them energies open like they will. And so when I notice that, this is something to really notice when you're eating with your partner, a friend, someone, anyone, if you feel like your energies have gotten amplified, but it's more than it feels like it normally would be, go, wait. We have our own stuff to work out, yes, as individuals, as mom and child, father and child, mother and or wife and husband, partners, whatever it is, that what I've noticed is that when it gets super amplified or I just see him wanting to come at me, it's like, oh, children will do that and there's an amplification to it. And so what I do is I just stop and say, whoa, okay. And a lot of times we'll get courted. We're always courted with a lot people that we are, unless we're aware of it and we clear our cords a lot and we don't allow that into our field. We court a lot with especially loved ones, right? And so what I like to do with my child on a daily basis and throughout the day is go through a releasing of cord process with him. And when I feel those energies amplified, I release cords. I look at his system just like we could do an energy healing with someone and say, okay, talk to his higher self with permission. Just say, okay, and maybe we don't have that awareness yet of connecting with our child's higher self and having permission, but just going, this is not allowed in my home. This interference is not allowed in my home. So whoever's in my home, all of this needs to leave now from my child, from their energy body, from their physical body, from their mind, from their nerve system, whatever it is. I clear my cords with him, clear your cords with your child that you may have, and put, a bubble of light and ask their higher self to support too, of bringing in any energetics or frequencies that will support their field from not taking on any other energies. And then you can also play certain frequencies. You can work with them to know how to do it themselves. If they're open to it, if they're at that age, we can say, "Hey, let's put a bubble of energy around our bodies. And what color do you want it to be? Make it something playful and something you can and do together." But those are ways that you can do it. And I know Sue will probably have some other suggestions too.
Yeah, the permission is a big piece because just because we're parents doesn't mean we have blanket permission all the time. There is the practice of non-interference as well, our own interference on our child's soul path. So we need to be respectful of that. And if you can't necessarily connect to their higher self or their soul and ask permission, just tune into your own heart and say, am I meant to say something, do something in this moment? What am I meant? What is that? What would that look like? What would that be? Use your own intuition. And do I have permission to intervene or do something in this moment? Then you'll get clear about it.
Mhm.
And that practice of discernment will come in more and more as you'll become stronger. That muscle becomes stronger as you practice it. With
Yeah.
our children, I find that it's like with any being. Actually, I used to see my children different. I used to see them different than all other beings, but I actually now see them as like all of humanity is we are all in this together, and that there's times where I'm meant to say something and I'm meant to do something, and then there's times where I'm not. With children, younger children, or even young adults, we can really influence them by really leading by example and being that example of an aligned being, someone that really is making conscious choices and not letting fear take over. There have been times in motherhood where I've responded in fear and yelled and got angry, and I would do my best to stay tuned in. And then there were times where I should go back and sit with my son. I'm like, okay, this is what happened. I got angry because I was afraid. And this is what I was afraid of. And I reacted. So I apologize and I take ownership of that. So that in itself too is an example of how they can be in life. It's like it's okay to react. And
Mhm.
then once you react, now how can I respond? How
Yeah.
can I actually do it from a different place, a more aligned place or a less triggered place? So those are just examples and ways that we can support our kids by supporting ourselves at the same time.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I'll do the same with my son. So it's like we're emotionally tracking and it's emotional intelligence. So we can emotionally track like what was the reason why. And so we'll sit down and then afterwards, we'll sometimes cuddle just to like recreate that bond, get the oxytocin flowing again, and move through that and recognize that. And so then he's learned how to track his emotions. Like, oh, I was feeling this, and then this happened, right? And then so that we can actually have a conversation about it. And so, yeah, when she's snippy in the morning, Andrea, it would be interesting to go, okay, well, what's happening at bedtime? What's the nighttime like? What's bedtime like? What's happening before going to sleep? What's happened? Was she eating at night before sleep? What are you taking in? And this is for anybody. Like if you're noticing anything in your day or your morning, it's like in your, or anybody. And what we're sharing too is anything you can use with partners or friends. This emotional intelligence, like, being honest and vulnerable and open to talking about it. And then you could sit down with your daughter at 12. And I know that's challenging age. It's puberty age, right? Like, but it's like, what's happening? Like, what are you feeling? Like maybe sitting down and actually having a conversation with her and saying, wow, I'm noticing this. Not saying you're this, that. So it's not accusatory. It's saying, I'm noticing this is happening in the morning and I'm curious what we could do. So just going back to what Sue was saying in the beginning, solution oriented. Look at what's going on. What can we do to support you in the morning? What do you feel you need, or what are you feeling when you wake up that's creating that like snippy, or that, or let her give a name to it. What are you feeling? What are your body feeling? What are your emotions feeling? And this is a process we can use for ourselves or anybody else in our life, and then figure out, you know, yeah, yeah. So it's just a process and an opportunity to engage with what's happening. And maybe if there's those times of resistance or those experiences before bed, maybe have creating space when all of that has passed to lay down together, to connect, or to have a conversation, at bedtime, hugging, connecting, affirming love or connection before there's actually lights out or before you separate for the night, right? And this is for all of us. How are we treating ourselves at night before bed so our subconscious can wake up a little clearer? So, anyways, yeah, Sue, if you
The
want to
one
share.
thing I'll add, yeah, the one thing I'll
Yeah.
add to that is sometimes what I'm seeing a lot of is the interference can get in at night and in our dreams
Yes.
and stuff, so that it can actually
Yeah.
create a feeling of discord in the morning for children, for others. So making sure that they're grounded and feeling their feet beneath, the earth beneath their feet, and even supporting them in processing maybe something that they might have felt overnight, and they might not even remember the dream interference. So crystals under the pillow can sometimes help. Amethyst, obsidian are great ones. Tiger's eye is really great.
Yeah.
They're great to put under the pillow too, or even
Yes.
having some under the bed.
Yeah.
Copper wire is good too under the bed. You can form it into shapes like an infinity sign or a spiral, or just put copper wire under. Those
Mhm.
kinds of things can help depending on the age of the children, of course. um, can help anybody. And again, it's like if you wake up in the morning and you're irritated by a dream, chances are there's some interference. So make sure you do a clearing. So it's, as Kristen talks about, that energetic and that hygiene really is the hygiene for your field, and keeping your field clear is more important than brushing your teeth right now.
Yeah.
Don't tell your children that though.
Yeah.
You won't want to
Yeah.
brush their teeth.
Selenite in the corners of the room can help too. I feel like putting selenite in every corner of the room. You can find little nubs of selenite that you can place in the corners with copper pennies. I'll do that in the corners of the rooms of my home too, like all copper pennies or copper wire or whatever. Yeah.
Beautiful.
So how are we
Yes.
feeling?
That's
Yeah.
good. I appreciate the space, and I appreciate everybody for showing up and
Yeah.
joining with us and amplifying the field to the point where we could really like
Mm.
blast through that. Like I do a lot of that work on my own, so it's really nice not to have to do that just by myself. And
Yay.
especially since I've been connecting with Kristen, we've been working a lot over the last couple of years off and on with different things, and it's really nice not to have to be the only one in the world doing this. And I know many of you kind of probably felt that, like you're the lone wolf or the walking alone on the path. We're not anymore, and we don't need to be anymore. So I'm grateful for this community. I'm grateful for Kristen and her community, and for all of us to be able to gather together and with that shared intention of really supporting our individual selves as well as the collective as we move through this beautiful path of evolution.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, everyone that chose to come into this space presently and on the replay. We really honor your presence and your path. And Sue, it's always a pleasure to connect with you as well, because I know we do a lot of this in our own meditations, in our own space through any hours of the day and night. And So it is wonderful always to co-create this magnified field of peace and love. And may you all, yeah, I love it. People are saying they feel nourished, and thank you. So we will both individually send you this replay. And so you'll have it. And I'm gonna make sure it's in one stream since we had that shift in the recording. I'll make that, we'll create that. And so it's one long recording instead of two. Oh, I love this area. Yes, thanks so much. You are the dream team. Thank you. Yeah, so may you all take this and flow through the rest of your day. We're just gonna give gratitude for all that were here and showed up, known and unknown, all the elements, earth, all the planets, all this energy and the frequencies, and that we all come into our own individual space. So just breathing into the center of your body, welcoming yourself home to yourself and this peace and love that we created. And may you all have a beautiful, incredible, wonderful rest of your day and week. And knowing that this field is forever present and real and continues to flow through all of creation and onward, past, present, and future. So thank you.
Yes, thank you all. Love and blessings.
Yeah, love and blessings. Be well. Take care. Yeah, if you want to stop the recording. Okay, beautiful. Okay, so let's see. Now I have to figure out how to stop the live stream since